In this section, we will try to manage damage. So the idea is that we'll try to see or we can decrease the health for I suppose, the health levels of the different targets after they have been hit by a bullet. So the first thing we'll do is create a brand new script. So again, go to Unity and again create a brand new script. So this script will be called manage target health. So C# manage target health. Okay, so again, just press return, double click to open the script. Okay, once this is done, we're going to change, we're going to add a few variables at the start. So again, public int health, that's going to be the health of this particular object, and the type as well. We'll have a look at the type later on. And we will use a static variable here called target boulder. So again, this variable will be there to specify the type of the actual falling target. Again, the idea is that in the future you could have a type that could be 1, 2, 3, and depending on this type you will have an associated initial level of health. Okay, so again in the start function we just type that the type, if the type is target, then the health will be approximately 20. So again, we just set the health based on the type. Then what we can do is create a function called goIt. So again, public is going to be public. The type will be void because it will not return anything, and the name will be goIt. So again, we'll have a variable called dammage. Okay, and again for this variable dammage, the type will be int. In this particular case, whenever this function is called, we're going to remove the particular amount of damage from the health and then check if the health is less than 0. Will you actually destroy the target? But again, we're going to call a function called destroy target. So again, we just need to change the name of this function here. So again, I need to create this function. So again, public void, the name of the function here, no parameters. And again, in this case, we're going to destroy the game object attached to the script, which is basically the target. So once this is done, you can actually take this script. So again, go back to Unity, take this script, and drag and drop it on the moving target. Okay, so that's done. And once this is done, the last thing we need to do is to look at the script called spawn moving target. So again, it should be here somewhere. And again, whenever we instantiate our object, again, we're going to set the type of this object. So t dot get component. So again, we're going to get access to the function called manage target health, and from this particular script, sorry, we're gonna get the variable called type, and the type will be again access to the static variable called target and boulder. Okay, so again, I'm going to spawn this particular object, and when this is done, we're going to set its type to target boulder. So again, if we go back to this particular variable here, whenever we destroy the object, we're going to destroy it only if the health is basically less than 0. So for instance here, what we can do is we have to actually go back to move the bullet script, and in this case, instead of actually destroying the target, which is right there, okay, what we could do instead is accessing this object and again decreasing the health. So again, if you look at the manage target health, we want to access basically this particular function. So in this particular case, we're going to get game object, or yeah, so call dot game object dot, and here we're going to get the component, and the component will be manage target health. Once we have that, we just need to call the function called got hit, and that should do. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, so once this is done, we just have to check that again. There is something else that we need to do. Sorry, if we go back here, yes, the got hit, we just need to pass a variable here, right? So again, here in this particular case, we're going to remove 10. Okay, so since these boulders or moving target have a health of 20, after 2 hits, they should be disappearing. Now the issue is that it's very difficult. Oh, here you go. So what I could do instead is just to show you quickly here. I could actually take this script called manage target health and put it on the actual target which is there. Now if I take this and enable it again, so again you should see that it has something called manage target health, which is fine. And then again, if I move here, okay, it's destroyed straight away, so we have a little problem here. Okay, so save this. Okay, so we're going to do another test just in case. Okay, the issue is that whenever I press my spacebar, something that we haven't seen yet, I'm firing a lot of bullets. So again, what I need to do in this case is to go back to the script called move player, and in this particular case here, I just need to say get key down, and the effect will be that basically whenever I press, the key is pressed, will be firing. It's only when I release the space key that will be firing. So again, if I play the scene again, okay, now I should be firing only one. That's one, and that's two. Okay, so you can see now that after two different bullets, this actually works. So again, just to show you quickly here what I've done, I changed the code to get key down here, and in the bullet section, I actually called this part to actually decrease the health of the target by 10. And again, if you look at this manage target health, you can see that again, whenever it gets hit, the health is minus 10. So again, you have 20 initially. It's going to be 10 and then 0. Because we reach 0, we're going to back to destroy game object. In this new chapter, new section, we'll be adding special effects. So again, after completing this chapter, you will be able to access and modify the color of objects at runtime to make them blink temporarily, to create a simple scrolling background, know how to use the sprite editor, which is very handy for editing your sprite and creating what we will call explosions, create animated images that will be used for explosions, and also understand how to import and slice a sprite sheet to create animation. So in this chapter really what we will do is to learn how to create visual effects when the target has been hit. So again, it's going to be blinking and destroyed. So again, in this case we'll have an explosion. So again, we will also create a scrolling background from a texture to give the impression of continuous movement.